Yeah. That was fun. That was getting lost in Tokyo one night. Completely spontaneous. That wasn't staged at all. I've had a lot of adventures like that, and I did go down to Argentina with the band. And I think it was. You were there?
Almost.
We went down there, and we were going to play for the Argentinians early in our career, and it was the time of the military junta. It was a very tough time down there, and it was kind of scary, and the cops were driving around in these little green cars, taking people off the streets and disappearing them. So it was kind of a rough scene. We didn't really know all that, but we got stuck in this hotel outside of the city for these reasons, but we were going to do a concert, and so the night came, and we all came downstairs. We were in the hotel lobby, and there were kids there to get autographs and all that. And I was this little sort of 16-year-old girl, and she was crying, and she was, you know, it's a big thing. We were like the, you know, medieval knights coming through because they were in such a bad situation, and we were the rock band. Anyway, so we went to do the show, and we were on stage, and we were playing away, and it's all going on. But the difference was that the kids could not get out of their seats. They weren't allowed to move or express anything. They were held down. These cops were walking around, these big fat cops, like moustaches, very cliche, like they were all like movie extras. And they were holding the kids in their seats. But you know, things got out of hand. Eventually, you know, some kids came up to the stage, and the same little girl that I saw in the hotel was standing in front of me, and the tears were running down her cheeks. And it was, you know, very emotional. And I'm playing to her, and I'll bet the big cop comes out and starts pushing her with his truncheon. So I go up to him, po! You know.
Nice. Nice job.
Not a good move. Not a good move. So we carry on. Sting comes bouncing across the stage. Hey, they're going to arrest you. You know, we finish and we've got to go back for encore. The manager's at the side of the stage says, okay, you've got to start thinking fast. You know, we've got a lawyer. They've got a lawyer. They're going to arrest you. You know, this is it. You know, we've got a guy here. There's a guy. Oh my God! And I'm like, Roxanne. You know, it's heavy. I'm still on the stage thinking, this is it. Prison in Buenos Aires over the Christmas period. Lovely. What am I going to tell my mum? So we come off the stage and we go into this little dressing room, and those other two people are taking the piss, give me a really hard time. I don't, what am I going to do? And eventually the door knocks, and the cop comes in with a plainclothes guy. So I just instinctively, I went over to him, threw my arm, oh man, are you okay? Right. Total bullshit, you know. Right. That's all right, sir. Yeah. That was so rough out there, that girl. And he's like smiling at me, he doesn't understand a word I'm saying. But the lawyer, he's got the guy with him, he's translating at rapid speed, and they look at each other, and the lawyer goes, okay, he says, don't ever come back to this country. Never come back to Argentina. I went back many times. Yeah, I did. In fact, well, you got to stand up what you stand for. And I did go back, actually. They put me on a TV show where they did the whole scene. I was playing the guitar, and this guy came out, you know, like this. He was the cop that I kicked, so it was sort of a celebrated moment. Once they got rid of all those nasty military people. And so I'm going to tell you about when I was a kid. I used to go and see all these foreign films. This is where all this photography comes from, in my hometown in England. I used to go to a cinema called the Continental.
Andy, are these yours? These are your pictures?
Can you say it in English?
Are these your?
I was here in this place, and I saw all these foreign films.
Are these your photographs?
These are all my photographs.
Very cool.
You only just got that? Wow.
Back to the counts.
Is it something in the water in Fort Lauderdale?
Vodka.
Why do you think I'm doing this? Anyway, Now here's where it all started. I saw all these great foreign films, and I was absolutely obsessed with all this. All these black and white films when I was a kid, like 400 Blows, 8.5 Estrada, blah blah blah, Amarcord. So many great films. And one of the last films I saw was a beautiful film that was made in Brazil, made in Rio, where I seem to spend about half my life now, called Black Orpheus. So it's a beautiful film about Orpheus. Yes, with great music by Louis Bonfart. His name's not on the thing there, that's weird. Louis Bonfart, big influence on me, a great songwriter and a great guitar player. He wrote a song for this called Manhã de Carnaval. I play in Brazil all the time. People don't realise that. I'm a big star down there. Fucking big star. My travel agent, who's sitting amongst you, books me on all the flights. It's a long flight. It takes me a long time to get there. But we always have an incredible time. We'll come back in July and August next year, I think. Anyway, I'm going to play Manhã de Carnaval for you because it goes with the film, and you'll see we've taken pieces of the film and we're going to show it to you. You're going to enjoy this.
Thank you.
Take it off, yeah. This Gibson 336 for those who are interested. Strings 11 through 46. All your guitar notes. This is a... Oh, it's a zero pick. That's my plectrum. Pick.
Did you say Arabic?
Most I play with my fingers. Anyway, I went to Thailand with a friend of mine that I grew up with, and we were traveling around in Asia, and we drove to the Northern Triangle to a place called the Golden Circle to get drugs. Meet some interesting people. Anyway, we were up there, and we were driving along, and we see a sign at the side of the road, and it says, Long-necked Karen People Village. Long-necked Karen people. Wow, that sounded really interesting. And like there was a sign at the side of the road in English, so we could drive in, and we drove down this muddy little track into this village. There it is already on the screen. And we were there, a lot of people came out, and it was, kind of a tourist thing. They came out with necklaces, bracelets, jewelry, cloth. They were trying to sell us all this stuff. So we're standing in this crowd of people and kind of getting into this scene, and I start to hear singing. And I hear a voice singing and a kind of a guitar. I'm like, what is that? I see it's up at the end of the village. So I walk up through the village to get to one of the huts, and there's this beautiful girl with a guitar. And there she is. That's a long-necked Karen girl. So, wow, she's playing. Nice, very nice. So I sit down on this bench next to her. I'm appreciating her music. She's very sweet. I said, oh, you play very well. She said, well, thank you very much. Oh, it's perfect English. I said, you've been playing well? She said, yes, for a few years. So she speaks perfect English, and I don't really understand where it's come from. So we get into this dialogue, and we're having a nice time, and it's just a different situation than I'm usually in. And I said, well, I play the guitar a little bit. She puts it straight in my hand. Okay, now this thing's got 4 strings. It's like made out of planks or something. It's really strange. It's sort of exotic. I can't get anything out of it, and she can make the music. I'll give it back to her. So, so we're having this nice little backwards and forwards, and then we sang a song together, and it was all very sweet. And then I started to get a sort of collector's lust for this guitar she's playing. I want the guitar. And I've got like the devil in my head saying, get that guitar off the gun. I'm going, no, it's not. Take the guitar. Get it, you need it. No, it's the poor Karen. Get the guitar. And anyway, I'm having this internal argument, but in the end I thought, well, I'll ask her if I can. I said, would you sell me your guitar? She said, yes. She put it straight back in my hands again. Oh, God. Okay. And she said, yes, you can. So I feel terrible, and I said, well, how much shall I pay this? $5,000, 50, no, $1,000, $15,000, $5,000, $50, I'm going backwards and forwards over here. Anyway, then finally I said, well, I'll pay you $50. And I thought that's a bit mean, but because I've got this kind of amazing looking thing. She's very happy, she takes the money. So that's sort of the end of it, and I take the guitar and I go, I have no idea how I'm going to get back to the US, but of course Federal Express, it does exist in Thailand. I got it home and I have it. Well, that's part of the story. Now, about 2 years later, a very good friend of mine came to Los Angeles where I live. You all know my house, right? And we had lunch. He comes over to my studio, we're looking around at guitars and stuff like that. And we're talking away. Do you travel much? Yeah, a lot. Africa? Yes. Yeah, went to Africa, yeah. India? Yeah, went to India, it's great, yeah. Thailand? Yes, went there as well. He said, well, I had an interesting experience in Thailand. Really? Yeah. He said, well, I went up to the north, towards the Golden Triangles. I went up that way too. He says, there was these people there called the Karen, and you could go to their villages. Me too, I went there. Wow, incredible. He said, but the amazing thing is I went in there and I met this girl, and she was singing and playing the guitar, and I bought her a guitar. I said, wait a minute. I went upstairs, got the photograph that I had of the girl, and came back, was it this girl? Yeah, that's her. Anyway, that's the story.
How much did he pay?
Oh no, sorry, I forgot the punchline. He said, how much did you pay? I said, no, how much did you? He said, how much did you pay? I said, $50. He said, I paid $5. Anyway, but look at that, isn't it great? Yeah. You know, just while I'm stuck in that part of the world, I'm going to tell you another story about me and John Belushi. You remember John Belushi, right? Of course you do. He's an American hero. We had been touring Australia, so we went to the island of... that was a bit quick. I wasn't ready for that. That's John Belushi. There you go, you remember him. So, I was there with Stuart Copeland. We were there about 2 days in this posh hotel, and then suddenly Belushi turns up, so naturally we got together. You know, we're sitting out by the pool and doing all this stuff, and first day passes, no problems. Second day, John says, you know they've got magic mushrooms here, why don't we magic mushrooms? And so we did. We went to this place that was nearby. Actually, it was completely illegal. And we got magic mushroom omelets. It doesn't say magic on there, but believe me, they were. So we're sitting around, we eat these magic mushrooms, omelets. Then we decided to go for a drive to see this ruin, some ruined castle in the ocean, and we start driving, you know, suddenly the steering wheel's turning to rubber, and we pulled into this town which was called Denpasar, and it was like a tropical rainstorm. And we were in an open Jeep, but there was a sort of a roof you could put over the top, you know, a cover. And so we pulled out, and we were in the, one thing about Asia, there's about 1 million people on motorcycles at all time, on scooters. Sometimes they have 5 or 6 people on them. It's quite an incredible phenomenon about Asia. We're in the middle of all this, losing our minds, raining like incredible rain, like raindrops like bullets from a machine gun. And we got out trying to stick this roof back on with a big rusty nail. It was the only way you had to put it through this hole. And we're lying in the mud. We're trying to stop ourselves from getting wet with this cover. Of course, we were like drowned rats lying around rolling in the mud, actually. You had to be there, maybe. But, so we got all that together. We drove on down some muddy little road, and finally, we were so stoned, we pulled over. And as we pulled over, a truck pulled in front of us, and it said, Tarzan the Ape Man. Okay, now we're so gone that we think Tarzan is in the truck. It's going to come out. I mean, that's the state we got to. So it was the sort of a perfect ending to that little crazy story. Pretty good, huh?